everything's closed down. Indiana, though, is leaving the facility open with no fees and have extended last year's license and boat registrations until May 22nd. So, pretty good deal here in Indiana. Well, as you can see, we're practicing social distancing. Normally we'd have the kayaks thrown up in the bed of one or the other trucks and come in together, but since this COVID-19 is really taking its toll, we decided to just keep our distance. That's why we didn't bring just one boat, because the lake that we're going to be fishing in has a pretty good access. We could have just brought my Pro 12 and fished out of it, but because we're staying and maintaining that 6-foot distancing, decided to bring the kayaks instead. So, fishing, social distancing, COVID-19. Good Lord, the world's changing. Yeah, except for maybe the fishing. Alrighty, here's my kayak. It is the Pelican Catch 100. It's a 10-foot sit-in kayak. Actually, it's a sit-on, but has the best of all worlds. It's nice and deep. The chair brings you up really high. It's extremely stable, and it's a great fishing platform. So, that's what I'll be using today. And Wayne's got one just like it, just a different color. Alright, fishing. Looks like an old beaver lodge. Haven't really seen any fresh cuttings, so I don't know if it's still active or not. But that's normally a really good place, especially in the spring when the fish aren't moving a lot. They'll get in that wood and branches that are all around and just lay still. We're gonna give that a shot. We're going for bass, bluegill, crappie, basically anything that'll bite. It's April 17th. Well, there's a pretty good sign. He's a little one, but that was on about the 4th cast, laying up in those branches and stuff around that beaver lodge. Well, we're about 20 minutes into it, and I don't know if you can see it, but that's the 2 baits I'm using. This is a spinner. You see those foam pads that are on there, rod floats basically. They're pretty nice. And this is, we call them sluggos, and that's on my bait caster. And I've got 1 fish on each so far. The wind is intermittent and blowing from different directions, so that always makes it challenging. Right now it's pretty calm and pretty nice.
They're in here, they just ain't biting me.
Yeah, and there is a nice bluegill. That's fish number 4. Not bad. That'll give you an idea of how big he is. Not real big, but, you know, nice and thick and meaty. But we always just catch and release. Well, they're getting a little bit bigger. That one's nice and fat. Well, the other pit did pretty well. 2 bluegill and about 12 little bass. But the wind was pretty bad, so we've moved to a narrow pit that turns and goes in a couple of different directions, hoping that the wind will be a little better. So, we'll see how we do here. Alright, let me show you something. See that? And there's one right there. That's actually the bottom of the lake. And that's a really bad sign for fishing today. That means the lake is in the process of what we call turning over. It's where the warmer water from the bottom in the winter comes up to the top and the cooler water goes to the bottom. Fishing isn't very good when that happens. I saw one of those come up right next to the kayak a while ago, and I thought, oh no. And I started looking around, and yeah, it's everywhere. So we'll try it, see what happens, but chances are this pit will not be very good. But we'll see. Well, as I thought, this lake is a lot deeper than the first one we were on, and it's in the process of turning over. And not a bite, not a nibble. I don't even think a fish even looked at it. So I'm gonna call it a day. But it's been great getting out, a little social distancing, you know, out in the outdoors. After 3 weeks in the house, it's good to get out. Anyway, be safe. Hope to see you on the trail or on the lake. Trail Medic is out of here.